This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for Wednesday, July 9th, 2025. I'm Marek Mazurek. Marian University has begun renovation of the former Veterans Administration Hospital property in Indianapolis, part of a planned $137 million investment from the school on the near northwest side of the city. The project centers on the renovation of the LaRue D. Carter Memorial Hospital on Cold Spring Road, which closed in 2020. Marian University-affiliated Cold Springs Innovation Corp. is helming the effort, which largely involves a transformation of the property into a neighborhood hub offering educational programming and workforce resources. The development also calls for programs focused on literacy, community education, early childhood education, and development.
Right from the very beginning, we're going to provide the best we can, every opportunity that no life and talents in this neighborhood would ever go to waste. That's our commitment. So the beauty of this whole project is really goes beyond creating something. It's really reclaiming what this neighborhood's about.
That's Marian University President Dan Elsener. He added Marian is partnering with Vincennes University for Technical Education Space and St. Mary's Early Childhood Center. Already, nearly $39 million in public and private support for the project has been committed, including a $25 million grant from the Lilly Endowment and $1 million from the IEDC. A new program aimed at helping local artists turn their creative work into viable businesses is set to launch next year thanks to a state grant awarded to the Marshall County Economic Development Corporation in partnership with Heartland Art Center and the Indiana Small Business Development Center. The $14,000 award is part of the IEDC's Community Collaboration Fund, which distributed more than $925,000 to 28 community-led projects statewide to boost entrepreneurship efforts through education and support services. Locally, those funds will support the development of the Marshall County Arts Entrepreneurship Program, an 8-week initiative offering workshops, peer support, business advising, and an end-of-program exhibition. The Indiana Arts Center noted a strong demand among artist entrepreneurs in the region for business training. While many identified as entrepreneurs, most had never heard of or used services from the Indiana Small Business Development Center. About 15 participants will be selected through a competitive application process. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
To succeed, you need to stay informed. You need to be engaged. And let's face it, you need to set yourself apart from the rest by connecting with a company that brings you the best. Because in today's environment, business is an ever-moving target, and we'll help you chase it. IBJ Media. The best of business is in us. Get started at ibjmedia.com/youngprofessional.
Indiana officials are assessing the financial impact on the state budget of the nearly 1,000-page priority megabill President Donald Trump signed into law Friday. The budget bill will make deep cuts to the nation's welfare programs, extend 2017 tax cuts for the wealthy, and invest billions of dollars to ramp up deportation efforts for non-citizens. The contentious measures narrowly cleared Congress, largely along party line votes, with a handful of Republican defectors that did not include any of Indiana's delegation. The bill's impacts for the average Hoosier include a tax deduction for any federal taxes on tips and overtime, alongside phased-out clean energy incentives. But how the megabill will affect Indiana's finances is far less certain. Some provisions may have a long-term impact that's hard to measure, such as the slightly higher take-home pay or the fact that there will be fewer farm and construction workers following immigration raids. Some of the biggest reductions, like Medicaid cuts, will be phased in, meaning it won't immediately hit Indiana's coffers. Still, according to early estimates, Indiana will lose out on hundreds of millions of dollars in health care provider taxes and pay millions more to administer food programming. This comes on the heel of a $2 billion projected revenue shortfall that disrupted the 2025 legislative session and prompted cuts across the board for state agencies. And the U.S. Food and Drug Administration has awarded a clearance to Indianapolis-based biotech company Genephis for its flagship collagen product used for soft tissue restoration, the company announced this week. The Collamer's self-assembling scaffold is designed to restore tissue without causing the inflammation that can occur with traditional implantable materials. Genefis said in a news release that the clearance paves the way for commercial launch of the product. Lebanon Mayor Matt Gentry is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Mark Mazurik for Inside Indiana Business Radio On Demand.